Good morning. It's September 7th. Beautiful day. A little breezy. I'm afraid I'm still stuck on just the microphone on the camera. But I do have a new microphone coming, so maybe tomorrow or the day after I'll have better sound again. This is going to be a two-part walk. You'll notice this is labeled part one. I'm walking downtown, but I'm going to have lunch with my brother and sister-in-law down there and my wife. So I'm going to walk down in part one, cut it off. Sorry, you're on your own for lunch. And then part two will be walking back from downtown, and then I'll edit it together for the final YouTube video. So for the live, it's going to be a two-parter. Busy morning. Shapers of Worlds Volume 2, my anthology that I kickstarted featuring science fiction and fantasy from second-year guests of my podcast, is now available for pre-order on Amazon, the ebook version, with pre-orders to pop up in other places over the next little while. So that's exciting. The page proofs are out to the authors, so I'm working on finalizing the manuscript. I have to give it a final proofread myself, and I'm lining up the printer for the Kickstarter version. We will also distribute the Kickstarter version. So it's all coming together. November 2nd is the official release date. The restaurant we're going to is called Lancaster downtown. There's a Lancaster's out in Harbor Landing. And this one was called the Capitol. It was the Capitol Jazz Club for a while. But now it's a second Lancaster's. Before that, it was a shoe store. I bought shoes there. Bogey's Shoes, which have been there for decades in this space. I think the building, is it in the Leader building? I think it's in the building that, or next to the building that used to be the home of the Regina Leader Post. I get the feeling that maybe my lens needs cleaning. Hold on a second here. Maybe a little better. Looked a little smeared there in the light. Also looks a little crooked, but oh well. It's about, for me, 20-25 minutes to walk downtown where we're going, so it'll be a little wind noise here on this corner, especially since I don't have my laptop mic. About, I don't know, 20 degrees, feels like. Very sunny. If you're there, say hi. I had a live interview this morning on something called Writer's Corner TV, which you can also find on YouTube if you want to go looking. It was also on Facebook, and I don't know where else the live stream went. Cool. There's the flowers there. I don't think I'll make this crosswalk, so we'll go on this way. Albert. I did an interview yesterday. That's not up yet. It actually airs on some NBC radio stations in the States. There'll be a podcast version of it soon, and I'll link to that. This is all through my publicist, Nikki Mickelson of Creative Edge Publicity. He's arranging this stuff. He's great. There's Leopold's, which I believe is actually owned by the same people that own Lancasters. Specs by Ryan, high-end eyewear store. Petrocan, our local gas station where I buy most of my gas. Let's see what the lights look like up here. This might be a good one to cross at. Oh yeah, perfect. I might not get the light to change for me because I'm a little slow getting to it. But if not, I did. Great. We'll go down here, get away from Albert Street, a little quieter. So I work my way up to Hamilton. That's where I'm headed. And again, starting to see more fall-like colors and things. Yeah, let's go down the alley, just to be different. At least part way down the alley. Back of the apartment building. Another apartment building. There we go. Let's work through here. Nice flowers. Like that. I think that's basically a retirement type apartment building. Hence the name, Pioneer Place. There was a time when it was pioneers who were in the seniors' homes. I think we're kind of past that time now, though. Certainly when I moved up here as a kid in '67, you would have had people in seniors' homes who had literally been homesteaders, or the children of homesteaders, going for the next few years. But now, you know, 100 years ago was 1921 and homesteading days were over. So far, nobody has said hi on Facebook or YouTube. If you're there, please let me know. This will be a short walk, part one, and then I'll flesh it out with the walk home after lunch. And yes, it is an early lunch, but my wife has a meeting at 1, so we're having lunch at 11 to maximize our time together. Somebody on the live interview I had this morning was asking about the black bands around the trees, and it's an insect control thing. They're smeared with grease so that insects can't climb up the trunk and lay their eggs, which then hatch into larvae, which then do nasty things to the leaves. So plungers. It's an art gallery and gift shop and has a bit of a restaurant in it. Apparently not doing the outdoor seating, or maybe they're not currently doing their restaurant stuff. I don't know. Cafe, gallery, gifts, ladies' clothing, accessories. Looks like to me like their cafe portion is closed. And the older apartment buildings over there. Lauren Drugs. This is Lauren Street. Here's a nice cafe. So I've got some editing to do now. Over the next 2 weeks I'm going to have to really knuckle down on editing because I'm taking time to do my publishing stuff on Shapers of Worlds. As a result, I'm behind on this editing job I have. Hi, Roger. Microphone is just the one on the camera today. I had the same problem with my replacement mic from the Winner as I did with the original Winner, which is it doesn't charge reliably, so I won't be using it. I could get it charged, I could use it for stuff, you know, short things where I needed a lapel mic around the house, but not something like this where I'm out for a long time. Or Rico, or however you want to pronounce it. Salvation Army. We'll stay on the shady side here. Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan used to be in here back when I wrote their history book, but not anymore. Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association is in there. I should see if they want a history book. I'm good at history books. I've done 3 now. This is 13th. For real excitement, I could walk through the parking lot, but it doesn't seem perhaps all that exciting. Still, at least it's a change. Let's walk through the parking lot. Don't trip over the concrete things. How was that for excitement? The old apartment building over there. This office building here has the weirdest name of anything I've ever seen in it. It's called the Seniors Mechanism. I've never understood where that terminology comes from. Power Play Management Hockey Player Agency. You know, you're in Canada. Passion Salon and Spa. Here, I think that's the weirdest name of anything. Saskatchewan Seniors Mechanism. This here, I've had a lot of stuff printed here. They print for non-profits, sort of programs and things I've done over the years. A lot of them have been printed here. And here's the Hotel Saskatchewan. The Marriott. Some autumn leaves there in front of the old land titles building. Victoria Park ahead of us. Takes forever to cross at this light, so we'll go down. Keep hoping they'll reopen the lounge here for lunch. It's one of my favorite places to write. And I guess I could go right there, but I suppose I could get coffee in the coffee shop and then sit in the lounge to write. It's probably permissible. But right now they're only doing, well, last time I looked anyway, they were only doing dinner. Well, I guess I won't go up Scarth. Reading about this clock, it's very old. Yeah, it was an interesting article that I don't remember anything about. So Scratch Street is particularly old. It doesn't say the sidewalk is closed, only that the road is closed. About half of the Saskatchewan building is uncovered now. It's a federal government building. I always liked this one. Probably built in the 30s. Has that Art Deco look. Copper kettle. One of what used to be called, well, those are the Twin Towers. That one, you know, there's the Crown Life building in the way there, but and now there's a third one. So it's not twins anymore, more like trios. There's restaurants along here. Never been in that liquor store. Timing's going to work out pretty good. It's just about 11 and I'm just about to the restaurant. Down Scar Street. It's windy. It's always windy down here, if there's any wind at all. It's amplified by these buildings, as you can imagine. Hi, Kirk from Vancouver. I'm just about done this walk because it's a two-parter. I'm walking downtown. I'm having lunch with my brother and sister-in-law and wife. But then we'll be, I'll do the second half of the walk when I walk home from here. Bottom of one of the Twin Towers. Pizza place here, Famosa. So TD Bank, Scotia Bank on the other corner. .2010 here. There's a very nice space on the top of this building. They have receptions and things sometimes. I don't know if they're open. They don't have any hours, but they don't look abandoned. I know they were sold to somebody, but I don't know if they're currently open or not. And then just up around the corner here is where we're going for lunch. It's normally a one-way, but it's being, and there's now two ways. They're working on something. And up here is Lancaster, which may not quite be open yet, but should be momentarily. So I'll stop here and resume after lunch. Bye for now. All right, this is part 2. If you watch part 1 downtown, so I'm starting from downtown here in Hamilton. We had lunch at the Lancaster. Now it's home again, but we'll take a different, slightly different path than I took to walk. This is Hill Tower 3. We'll go straight down Hamilton this time, since I came from that way last time. We'll go down the other side here. It only took me 20 minutes to get down here, so it'll be a fairly short walk today in total. Unless I stretch it out, which I probably won't. Kind of windy, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but as I said on the first half of this, big news today is that Shapers of Worlds Volume 2, the anthology I kickstarted featuring guests on my podcast, The World Shapers, science fiction and fantasy authors, is now available for pre-order on Amazon, and will soon be showing up other places for pre-order. And the printing will happen shortly, and the print will become available as well, so it's all coming soon. About 140,000 words of fiction, 24 stories, 18 originals, and 6 reprints from some of the biggest names in the field and a few newer authors as well. There's a new restaurant in here, but I don't know if it's open yet or not. You should probably keep your head up when you're walking down the sidewalk, buddy. It's a ramen restaurant going in there. This is Brewed Awakening, which is a coffee shop I've often written in, but not recently. I should start coming back here. Kind of pouring over there. Oh, well, let it change, so I'm going to take an image of that. Little wind noise. This is one of the windiest parts of the city, next to this big curved building, which is mostly under scaffolding still. So I don't know what it's exactly what they've been doing here, but we're looking at it a long time. It doesn't look that different, the part that's emerged, but I guess it was a facelift of some sort. There's that federal building again that I walked in front of. And the Hotel Saskatchewan on the corner here. We'll go down. Blessed Sacrament Church there. Sask Power's got this blocked up for some reason. We'll take the alley here. That's why I came this way. Just to be different. Not that it's a very exciting bit of alley now that I'm on it. Also a bit trapped. If a car came along here, say in a movie, and you're being chased along here, you'd really regret turning down this alley. So you could get down here, you might be able to get over this concrete wall. Apartment building. There's the back of the Hotel Saskatchewan. And there's the SAS Power building being worked on. And the white building is Edward Tower. As I often mention, used to have my optometrist in it, so when you got new lenses, you could look out and look out over the prairie and see just how sharp your lenses were. Just walk down the alley. But I won't. Older apartment building there. So we're going to Cornwall Street this time. So I'm like one block off of the path I followed getting down here. Building. I don't know what it's called. Kind of like the looks of it. I know it's in my book, Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw, but everything is. I just don't remember it all. More apartment buildings. An office. One of those residential buildings transitioning to commercial. That's why this is sometimes called the transitional area. There's probably condos here. Royal Court, it's called. It's getting windy today, so I apologize for the wind noise. Another old apartment building. Don't know what it's called either, but here's the sign. It's called Art Apartments. I knew that, now that I think about it. It does seem familiar. There's Tangerine again. I walked by when I was going. Some other businesses, Rescue Tech, Posh Paws, Spawn Boutique. Pet boutique, I guess. Ooh, Jaguar. And this is the drugstore I mentioned. Orange Street drugs. Worst thing about the wind when you have contacts is the dust it blows in your eyes. There's an old song, don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Should be don't let the dust get in your eyes when you wear contacts. But it's hard to prevent. Oh, jaywalk again. That seems to be the theme of this walk. Another old house now. Apartments. There used to be an art gallery. It's for sale too. Used to be the Susan Whitney Gallery back there. Now that one I think actually is still a house. It's hard to be sure. Looks like it from the outside, but that doesn't necessarily prove anything. Well, that's definitely a residential building. So there's still some down this way that haven't turned into apartments, or into offices, I mean. This one has. Old apartments over there. And this house, which I've mentioned multiple times, very old. It says it's a medical office, but I don't know if it actually is or not. There's always more people walking around out here at lunchtime. People on their lunch break getting a walk in. Next up we have the Fireside Bistro here. And this house, as I mentioned, sorry, not house, but apartment, office building. I like the half-timbered look, but I hate that awning thing that sticks out the front like a tongue. This was an old house. Been a restaurant for a long time, but I don't remember what it was called before. It was the Fireside Bistro. Office, law office. It's one for sale if you're looking. That's a home, not an office. Oh, cat. And we'll go down the alley to avoid Village Avenue, which I've been down many times. Also, there's this kind of cool passageway down here. Something in my eye that's so annoying. Nobody apparently has found me on the part 2 of this walk, but so you got like old houses up front that then have additions like this on the back to make more office space. Lots of joggers out this time of day too. So you know it's like that. If it's an old house but it has a proper fire escape, that's a good sign it's been converted from something. this actually will take us straight through to Albert Street. And I don't think I've walked along these alleys, so makes for a change of pace. So you watch out for the cars. Because it's parking back here. Under there. And we'll go down to the corner. Looks like I missed the light, but oh well. Missed the light there. That was just as awkward as it could be, timing wise. Go the other way, of course. I want to stretch this out a little bit anyway. Maybe I'll do that. We'll take a little turn down here by the museum, since we can. Somebody wasn't happy about somebody. Royal Saskatchewan Museum, home of Scotty the T-Rex. Technically, I think Scotty himself. I don't know where the bones are. They are always, of course, casts that you see on display. I don't know if they work on him here or if they work on the actual fossil is out in East End at the museum out there. But here's the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. If you want to get a properly centered view, you have to go over here. There you go. Saskatchewan Museum. Probably just walk through, but I don't know what the mask requirements are at the moment. It's a provincial facility, not a city facility, so I think probably don't require masks. City facilities, they're trying to require masks. If you've watched this often enough, you know I think masks are probably essentially useless, but I follow whatever the instructions are. So another view of the museum there. Place I remember coming as a kid. I had a fossil I picked up in a stream bed in Texas, actually. It was a dark rock, and the fossils in it were light. So they were like, I don't know, snails and fish. It wasn't very big, but it had a lot of fossils in it. Brought that up, and paleontologist came out and talked to me about it, which was very nice. Museum's changed a lot since then. The exhibits have been completely redone since those days. And we'll just walk down here to the crosswalk, which is not too far. And go across there. Very long, straight piece of sidewalk to the bridge, but we won't cross the bridge. Not trying to dress it up or drag it out that long. All the nice houses on Albert here. The trouble is, of course, you're on Albert, so you get a lot of traffic noise. one for sale there. Looks like that one there is for sale. You see a lot of traffic around your front yard if you have one of these houses, nice as they are. Tomorrow I'll probably go out to the golf club to write, or edit actually, in the morning. So I'll probably drive somewhere to walk tomorrow to get a little further away from the old familiar neighborhood. Although I don't walk along this piece of the road very often. Traffic's always heavier at lunchtime. I could, of course, go down through the tunnel and not even have to stop traffic here. Maybe I'll do that. So over here to Speaker's Corner. I walked through from the other direction last time I went through the tunnel, so another look at the new murals that are down there. And of course there's the lake. Speaker's Corner here with the lanterns that once stood in Hyde Park in London. The lake walk is of course Friday, so won't be doing that today. Should have my new microphone. It might even be waiting for me. It might have been delivered today. I don't have it tomorrow. I should definitely have it Thursday. So again, here's the murals they put here in this tunnel, which has otherwise been tended to attract oh, there's a cat. I hadn't noticed him before. It's tended to attract graffiti, so hopefully this will keep the vandals away. Usually, even the kind of people that like to wreck other people's stuff with paint usually don't tag artwork. One idea for that. There's this one piece here that's been left blank. And of course now it's a very familiar little walk home from here. I suppose to vary it, maybe I'll walk up this side of Albert. See if anybody thinks I'm a radar gun. So we just walked down that side. Now we're walking up past some of the houses I walked by, pointed out from the other side. Get a closer look. Everything's still very green. Autumn hasn't quite bitten yet, but you can see the starts of it and the little dabs of yellow in the trees, the red berries here and there, seed pods on some of the trees. All the rain we've had recently has kept the grass green and lush. Well, it looks dry this week. I don't think there's any call for rain this week. Nice. I have to be careful. I don't want to be pointing this over to my left and accidentally step off the sidewalk into traffic. That would be... That video might go viral, but I'd rather not... Uh-oh. This one's for sale. I thought it was this one. It's the littler one next to it. Banners for the museum up there. It's two for sale. And this one is for sale. Can't see it very well through the bushes, but also for sale. Said I keep thinking I should reach out to real estate. You know, I do these walking in Regina videos. If you'd like me to take a walk around the neighborhood of someplace where you have houses for sale, a house for sale, I would be happy to do that for a modest fee. $100. That seems reasonable. So if you're a real estate type and you're watching this, we'll go through here by the grasshopper. The flowers have faded in this bit of garden. The grasshopper is intact. Which way is this guy going? Oh, he's coming this way. That's the way I'm going. So this will take me to my crescent. Yeah, so you know, if you're a real estate agent in Regina, get in touch. I should reach out to somebody I know, because I know some real estate agents, and ask them. Who knows, maybe they'd be willing or interested in such a thing. On the other hand, I've probably walked in most of the neighborhoods down this way already, and all they have to do is find the one I did in their neighborhood. Oh, we'll walk up this side of the crescent. I usually walk down this side of the crescent, so that makes it a little different. It's actually easier to look at the houses on the opposite side from where you're walking. You get very close-up views on this side. On that side, you see them from a little further back. I like his front yard and the little dragon. I like dragons. I used to know who lived there, but I don't think they're there anymore. I remember taking my daughter to a birthday party there when she was quite little. Here's one for sale. I should contact Mary Spinarski here and say, hey. All right, we'll cross over now. And of course, David School, where Alice went, down there. I like this one. It's by the same architect that did our house, Francis Portnoy. And he built it for himself here. Come there, see? Portnoy residence. 1927. Designed and built for Francis Portnoy, one of Saskatchewan's most celebrated architects. He designed the school and he designed our house as well. Hi Miriam, you're joining right at the tail end here. This was a two-parter. So I walked to downtown in part one, and I walked home from downtown in part two. So we will stop here. Thanks for walking with me, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.